Hi, I'm David Ian Wood.
Danny Crane.
And this is a quick video primer for people new to the practice of circling. By the end of this video, you should feel more confident to show up to your first circle and have a better chance of sticking with format. And it's totally fine if you don't. So what is circling? It's a relational practice that allows us to connect deeper with others and with ourselves. We're trying to get a sense of what is going on for us really at the core in this moment, and also what's happening in the other person's world. Almost like what's it like to be inside their skin. It's focused primarily on what's happening right now versus the past or the future, and it's great for building self-awareness, and you may find that your emotional intelligence greatly increases. It is not about fixing or solving or coaching. And this was tough for me and still is, because I'm a coach. I see a problem, I want to solve it. But it's about being with them in their experience so that they feel gotten, and then they may see their own path. It's not telling stories about the past or the future, it's more about what's now, and it's considered an embodied practice, which means we focus more on our body sensations and our feelings and sharing those versus everything that's going on in our head. The 6 principles of circling, according to me. Welcome everything. We try and welcome our own feelings, even if we don't like them. We try and welcome other people's feelings. Someone might come in late. Someone might say something we don't like. We try and welcome that, which is good news for you, because if you make lots of mistakes, the other people are supposed to try and welcome it. Assume nothing. This is so difficult because if you ask a fish, how's the water today? The fish might go, what water? We assume things all the time. We try not to in circling. If someone seems sad to you, you might be like, they're sad. Clearly they're crying. We don't say, why are you sad? Because that's assuming. We check in. You seem sad to me. I see some tears and I'm curious, is that true? Are you feeling sad? Reveal your experience. This is big. In the world, we don't often share what's actually going on because it might not feel safe to do that. In a circle, it's generally a bit safer to do so. We want to reveal our experience. I'm feeling this. You might be feeling bored. You're allowed to say that. You might be feeling sad. You might feel some anger. You might feel some defense come up. All that's fair game. I notice I'm feeling X. The flip side of that is bring your curiosity because you want to get other people's experience. You could just do the circle, just sharing, this is how I feel, this is how I feel, this is how I feel. That's one side of it. Get curious about what it's like to be the person who's speaking. What are they feeling? Let's get curious, and questions are welcome. Own your experience. No one can make you feel anything. No one's to blame for your feelings. What we try and do is use I statements. I notice this happening. And finally, honor self and honor other. Honoring self could be, you need to go to the bathroom, so go to the bathroom. People are asking about something very deep and personal and you don't want to go there. You can say that. You might need to lay down. You might want to leave the circle early. You might weigh it up against the impact on others of doing that, but if you need to take care of yourself, do that. Honor other is the flip side of that. Welcome when they try and honor themselves. One way you can honor other is don't rescue them. The circle isn't generally a space for that. We want to allow people to have their experience. That's a way of honoring them. If they're really sad, there might be an opportunity for them to see something. Or maybe they can realize that they can feel deeply sad and a lot of emotion and they're okay. Or they might want the experience of asking for help if they do want to be rescued. So that's one way that we can honor others. Here are 6 do's and don'ts with a few examples, and I'll skip the don'ts because I don't want you getting up in your head and trying really hard to do it right. I want you to have a good time. And if you do say something out of format, the facilitator will probably gently bring you back into format anyway. Do share what's happening for you, particularly body sensations and feelings. Do headline your stories. If you say, I'm feeling really sad, people might be in mystery of like, what's the context of that? But if you tell a whole story about what happened yesterday that made you sad, we all get up into our heads and it's harder to connect with you. So you can headline a story. I'm feeling really sad, and the headline is, last week I lost someone close to me. Do share your desires in the moment. You might have a desire to sit next to somebody. You might be feeling bored and have a desire that it be more juicy. All that's fair game. Do be with another person's feelings if you can. If they're having some deep sadness or anger or perhaps lust, you might have a reaction to it. See if you can welcome both what they're experiencing and your reaction. And there may be a time for you to share the impact. Do ask. If you're like missing something about the format, or there's something that you want to say and you're not sure if it's right, reveal your experience. This is what's going on for me. I wonder, is that in format? And lastly, do have fun. It's allowed. I'd love to read any questions you have, and I'll respond in the comments below. Also share any of your favorite do's and tips for circling. And if I would allow myself one don't for this video, don't take it too seriously. Happy circling.